Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about Meghan and Harry's second request to the Nigerian government for a trip to the country and what happened, how it got refused and all that. I do have some information on this one that I will be sharing with you in this video. But before I move on, I just want to actually share something else equally important.
Neil, seriously, surely the time has come to say that it is wrong for two children who have never set foot in the United Kingdom in a way that they would remember, right? Have little American accents. Harry has made it quite clear in the BBC interview that they will never be allowed to come to the United Kingdom and meet the King. Isn't it wrong that they're in our line of succession? Isn't it time for that new law to be introduced?
Well, I think it's highly unlikely that Harry will ever be king, because not only have we got Prince William, but we've also got his three children who take precedence over Prince Harry. And I hope that there might be more to come in order to avoid even the most remote possibility of Prince Harry becoming the monarch, because I think that would be the death knell for the royal family, quite frankly. But I'm afraid we have to take pity on Prince Harry more than anything else, because he's clearly so unself-aware and so dim that he can't understand why he's in the state that he is in today.
I find it so strange that people will be discussing about Harry becoming the next king or the possibility of it, because if that happens, it's all over. It's game over. But these people, they had this conversation on child abuse. Prince Harry, Meghan Markle slammed for cutting off Archie and Lili. That's the discussion really was about.
And here in the States, it's being reported by tabloids that Meghan quietly canceled plans to celebrate their 7th wedding anniversary at home with Prince Harry because they don't have that many friends left. So that I got alarming. This woman that's trying to sell us this image of herself that she's always planning parties at home for her and her friends, and she's going above and beyond because she wants to elevate everything with flower petals that you can choke on later in your ice. Actually had to quote the radar, quietly cancel plans because they just have no one to invite these days.
Now, she put on that mood board.
I do not know why Kinsey Schofield, she forgot to mention that they do not have friends, Meghan and Harry, not for the 7th year of their wedding anniversary, but also for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. You just keep counting. We have never ever seen any friend celebrating their marriage, wedding anniversary in Montecito show that she so proudly shows to the whole world that they live in this big mansion. There are so many things that comes to our mind when we do not see outsiders going into that mansion or into that house where Harry and Meghan allegedly live, because there is this also report that suggests they do not live in Montecito because they could not pay the mortgage. But that's beside the point. We'll be talking about that maybe in a separate video. The lack of outsiders going into Meghan and Harry's place, it does raise a lot of questions. One of them, the most obvious one, is the existence of the kids. Are they trying to hide it from even their close friend circles? Are they trying to hide it from Hollywood community? Why would they not invite people over? I mean, again, it is not happening just on the 7th wedding anniversary. It happened before. It happened again and again and again. And then obviously you also have to ask this question, whether they actually own the place. Are they renting it? Are they even living there? If you are not allowing outsiders, even your neighbors, to come into the place where you live, why would you not do that? Are you afraid that this is not something that you own and that one day you will have to leave behind, or you will be evicted? I mean, why? Why all of this fuss?
I love that your eyes are sparkling right now. Meghan, how are you today? Which, by the way, I just have to say, yes.
Enjoy them.
I forgot to have fun. You're right. You're right. Do you think our lives are divinely ordered? Getting to know you for who you truly are? So why did you say yes to doing this show?
Because it's you.
Is like, I want...
Why you said yes to do the show? Well, it is because she doesn't have anywhere else to go. Lemonada was a big flop, as we know. It is not even ranking in the top 200 podcasts. So who should she go to? Anybody pretty much invites her to go to.
People to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get emotional if I talk about it. It's a gift to celebrate my friend who are listening or watching, connect with the truth, and they'll know it's true in their soul when they hear and listen to this, and that's what I hear and listen to this, and that's what I hear and listen to this, and that's what I...
But you're the same.
You're the same.
Like, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Be the friend that you want in your life, and you do that. I was having the worst day, and I was so sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to make Meghan a charcuterie tray. That is so...
No wonder why even this one flopped. No wonder why this one actually backfired. Many people are pointing out to the fact that Meghan was lying, making things up, whining about things that she should not be whining, and bragging about things that she should not be bragging. For example, the kids. She was saying, I get overwhelmed with the kids, taking care of them, and then on the same token, she will mention how she has a nanny at home. I mean, there are hundreds and thousands of single mom living without any help, and they're surviving, and they're doing just fine. But Meghan Markle was like, yeah, even though I have a nanny, but it is too much.
So beautiful.
No.
Anyways, that's the cringiest moment of Meghan during that podcast. They also brought Neil Gardiner. This guy, he is from Heritage Foundation. If you do not remember, Heritage Foundation is the one who is fighting for the documentation of Prince Harry to be exposed, to be revealed to the public, where he mentioned about using drugs and all that. He gave an interview to GB News recently, and this is what he has to say when he was asked about this question.
They claim that the press has always been out to get them. There's sort of undertones of racism and things like that. Do you think that this was inevitable, that this falling out was going to happen? Could they have stayed in the royal family? Could there have been a different path?
The 5 a.m. call time.
Yeah, they could have been a different path. I don't know what kind of path they will have, but take a listen.
I think absolutely, and on the charges of racism against the royal family coming from Meghan and Harry, they're absolutely outrageous, and there's absolutely no substance or fact or reality in relation to those claims. And I think the claims of racism against the royal family are malicious and extremely nasty, and designed, of course, to undermine the royal family. And I think that Meghan and Harry went down this very destructive path, really, and a path of narcissism and outright hatred towards the royal family. And they are the architects of their own downfall in so many respects. Of course, this all could have been avoided. And clearly, I think that both of them have some kind of vendetta against the royal family, which is...
Well, they have the vendetta because they cannot compete. Have you seen those recent video image of Princess of Wales Catherine? If not, maybe you do not know what it is to live every day looking at a person whom you hate so much gets all the attention and admiration, but you don't. I'm talking about Meghan Markle. How hard it is for her every day to wake up to new surprise and shocks from Princess of Wales Catherine, going to different places, looking absolutely elegant and stunning and modest and everything. On the other hand, you have Meghan Markle wearing potato sex. Gets all the negative PR and all that, even though she doesn't want that, but people can't help because she is so obviously outrageous.
The Nigerian government has allegedly turned down Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's request for another visit, dealing a major setback to their continued attempts to build connections with African nations. This refusal follows their widely publicized 2024 trip to Nigeria, where they aim to enhance relations by advocating for mental health awareness and promoting the Invictus Games. It appears that their visit stirred up more controversy than goodwill, prompting Nigeria's apparent decision to close its doors to them this time. Sources indicate that Nigerian officials were not completely satisfied with the couple's previous visit, which was perceived by some as more of a publicity stunt than an authentic diplomatic effort. Meghan tried to highlight her supposed Nigerian heritage, stating she is 43% Nigerian according to a DNA test, but this gesture faced criticism, viewed largely as an overt attempt to garner favor. Many Nigerians saw it differently, questioning why she had never expressed interest in her purported roots until they aligned conveniently with her personal narrative. Furthermore, Critics suggest that Harry and Meghan's visit to Nigeria was a strategic PR maneuver designed to bolster their global presence after suffering reputational damage in the UK and US.
The reason I do believe this kind of story is because Meghan Markle, when she wanted to go to Colombia, many people pointed out that Colombian government did not really invite Meghan Markle. It was the other way around. Meghan contacted the Colombian government for a visit. And a second visit to Nigeria requested by Meghan Markle is 100% possible because, again, as she said, she's 43% Nigerian and she is now getting really, really bad PR ratings. In fact, right now she is the least popular in UK. Her ranking is if there is anything below bottom, I'll use that. But people really don't like her in UK, and right now they're also talking about taking her titles away. Therefore, it will be a good time for Meghan Markle really to make a last ditch and request the government of Nigeria to allow her to go back and try to improve her damaged image that she is or the ratings that she is getting these days. Is it possible? Again, as I said, it is possible that Meghan Markle had contacted the Nigerian government for a second visit, and looks like Nigerian government they have refused, according to that report.
But first, 5 years on, and Meghan Markle is still moaning about her time as a serving royal. On the latest episode of her truly unlistenable podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, in which she's supposed to interview someone but spends 45 minutes talking about herself, she moaned to her guest about what life was like as a serving royal. She talked about being a mother and also a working individual, and she said, I had a lot of external things happening at the time. Now, the guest that she's got is a very accomplished woman, a lady called Cassandra Morales, who has launched a very successful hair care brand called Kitsch. She's made millions. So this is a woman that's very accomplished and clearly had a hard time. She talked about when she had a child and she had this business that was growing at the time. It was very stressful. Meanwhile, Meghan is complaining and tries to compare that to her situation as a serving royal when she lived on the Windsor estate. Now, the Windsor estate is in a luxurious environment. Of course, it's in Berkshire, which is...
Whining and complaining about life is something very common for Meghan Markle. She talks about her experience living with the monarchy in the UK and shows all the negative things, bad experiences she went through, even though it was all her own creation in her own imagination. But if she will open her mouth about the monarchy, about the palace, it will only be for the bad reason. It will only be to smear them and not say anything good about them whatsoever.